A proud supporter of this program, Riverbend Food Bank's vision is a hunger-free Iowa and Illinois.
Whelan Presley Funeral Home and Crematory has been serving Quad City families since 1889. Whelan Presley Funeral Homes are located in Rock Island, Milan, and Reynolds and are proud supporters of WQPT.
A new year, but some old issues for Rock Island County, and getting your children to shine on stage and behind the scenes in the cities. A tax hike, a change at the county-run nursing home, more money for law enforcement. It's going to be an interesting year in Rock Island County as its leaders try to find financial balance while still providing services for 145,000 citizens. Some of those steps were already taken in 2019, paving the way to the year ahead. And joining us is the Rock Island County Board Chairman, Richard Brunk. Mr. Chairman, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me, Jeff.
Let's start with the elephant in the room, and that would be that 8.9% tax increase on property taxes. Why was that so important to be passed?
Well, I'll tell you, the majority of that increase was related to our FICA, which is the Social Security costs, IMRF, which is pension costs, and the liability insurance levy, which covers work comp cases and any litigation expenses. So starting with the FICA levy, that levy was essentially depleted in order to try and minimize any potential increase in taxes each year. There's some things that we forego, and that was one of the things that we forwent last year.
Because it's basically what, a pot of money?
Yes.
That is used for, as you said, retirement as well as litigation, other issues that are state mandated.
Correct, and that monies can only be used for those specific purposes. So for the FICA, that had to be replenished. It had been depleted. The IMRF, there was a mandated contribution increase from the state. So that was a over 15% increase going into next year. So we had to increase to accommodate for that. And the liability insurance levy, that actually was increased to cover some pending litigation stemming from Hope Creek Care Center.
Well, let's talk a little bit about pension, because when it comes to the state of Illinois, and let's be honest, municipalities, counties, the state, everywhere has issues with pension and pension reform. Going forward, is there a possibility that Rock Island County then makes pension reform, somehow changes this system so you're not asking taxpayers for more money down the line?
Most of the county employees are under, if not all, are under an IMRF pension program. So I believe that would actually involve a change at the state level for that program.
At the same time, the county is going to be taking a look at perhaps a referendum having to do with a sales tax increase that would help fund law enforcement issues in Rock Island County. How does this impact that?
Okay. Well, a public safety sales tax would help us lessen the burden on property taxes, because it would shift that burden to anyone that visits Rock Island County. And it would not apply to the staples that people purchase every day, groceries and medications and so on.
Well, and as we've heard time and time again, whether it's the school districts or other people that are dependent upon property taxes, counties, cities, municipalities, all trying to find a way perhaps to lessen the burden as far as property taxes are concerned. But there's only so many places you can go.
Correct. Especially when you're a non-home rule government, which most counties in Illinois are. We're very restricted through state law as far as what we can do, ways of generating revenue, how we can restructure our operations, and so on. So we're always looking for opportunities to shift away from property taxes as revenues.
But since this property tax increase vote occurred, there's been blowback. You have heard from a number of constituents and a number of angry people in Rock Island County. What do you say to them?
I understand. No one likes taxes. I would just make sure that they realize that we as board members also have to pay these taxes. And we've done our due diligence this year, as we've done for the last several years that I've been on the board, to minimize any increase that we're looking at. I can tell you that there was some other funds that were looking pretty tight going forward over the next couple of years. but there was no increase to those levies because we wanted to minimize the impact on the taxpayers. So again, the county is continuing to look for non-property tax revenues. We're hoping that recreational cannabis sales will help provide some relief. There's a internet sales tax legislation that was just recently passed in Springfield that will be providing municipal governments, local governments, cities, counties with some additional revenue there. So we're hoping over the next couple of years we're going to be able to shift the burden.
You've heard the arguments, so I'm not telling you anything you don't know, is either people are saying that the money that you have is being mismanaged or you haven't made enough cuts. And let's talk about cuts. According to the county administrator, the department staffs have cut 50% over the past few years. So we're almost halving the number of people that work at county, which means the level of services are declining as well. But let's talk about cuts. Are more cuts to be made?
You know, I'll tell you, one of the first things that our prior county administrator done when he came in was done a study, compared Rock Island County staffing levels to comparable counties. And what he found was there's a great number of county offices that are operating with a fraction of the staff of those comparable counties. We are literally, some people would say down to the bone, some people would say into the bone. Our state's attorney's office, for example, operates with, I believe it's roughly half the staff of comparable counties. Our PD's office, our public defender's office, is somewhere in that same range, even though they handle a great percentage of the felony cases in Rock Island County courts. Trust me, we are every day looking for ways to create more efficiencies. I will tell you that the administration staff and HR department of the county was restructured just about, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 years ago. When our last HR director retired, we basically eliminated that position, and now our county administrator actually also wears that hat. Some of the functions of HR have been, not farmed out, but are handled by various offices in the county.
So then people say maybe there's some luxuries that the county doesn't necessarily need to have. There's two in particular that you guys have been discussing over the last 18 months, if not 2 years. One, of course, being the Hope Creek nursing home, the other one being Niabi Zoo. Let's talk about Hope Creek. It sounds like the county is planning on trying to find a way to sell the county-run facility in the coming year.
Yes, actually, this month we should have a handful of proposals from potential buyers for Hope Creek. The situation is that the home's finances being what they are, and the dynamics of the nursing home business, and specifically even in this region, there's an oversaturation of beds, and nursing shortage. There's just so many different dynamics working against us that we're struggling on a weekly, if not a daily basis, just to keep the operation, continuing. So we are at the point where the board will be considering an offer from a potential buyer this month.
Of course, the nursing homes that were county-run, municipally run, were always, as they used to call them, homes of last resort. It was the people that didn't have a lot of money, the people that had nowhere else to go. Is that still a concern of yours? Is that if Rock Island County gets out of the nursing home business, that these people are still able to find a home?
It's not a great concern because, we do have, as I said, a number of other nursing facilities in the area. There's a number of beds. The issue that we face is that the reimbursement rate for our Medicaid residents at the home does not cover the cost of patient care. So the last figure that I've seen just in the past month put us at a $1 million deficit per year just related to that loss. Let's say if the care per patient is $220 a day, we may be getting reimbursed $185 per day.
And is that mostly
Medicare,
because you're a
Medicaid.
county-run facility? Under private ownership or some other ownership, they would be able to make a better go at it, only because of those problems?
No, I believe that's also for private sector nursing homes.
So I wonder then, why would a private company be interested in taking over Hope Creek?
Well, private firms typically don't only own one nursing home. You know, if they have 2, 3, half a dozen nursing homes, they have the buying power. They can do things a lot more efficient in a number of ways than a single operator.
The other thing is Niabi Zoo. There's been a lot of discussion on how to improve it, how to gain accreditation. You have a zoo director who's relatively new, I think the last 18 months as well. What's the future for Niabi Zoo as far as Rock Island County is concerned?
Well, I'd like to clarify one thing. Niabi Zoo doesn't actually belong to Rock Island County.
Absolutely.
And that's a popular misconception. A lot of people don't understand the dynamics of it. Niabi Zoo is actually part of the Forest Preserve District of the county. The connection is that under state law, when you're elected to a county board, if there's a forest preserve district within that county, you also serve as a commissioner for the forest preserve district. That being said, all the finances and everything for the forest preserve district, including Niabi Zoo, are entirely separate from the county. The future of the zoo, you mentioned our relatively new zoo director, Lee Jackson, very professional. He's put together a very solid professional team. They've been focusing on animal wellness and
species development.
Science education. A lot of things that we didn't have going on out there in the past, and we've developed a strategic plan, and there's a lot of professionalism that's taking hold out there and doing some great things. And we came very close to AZA reaccreditation recently.
Right.
One link there that we were a little weak on was community, support from the community. And we are actually working on building a new foundation, which should have its new 501c3 status this coming year. That will solidify that link, and I think we'll continue to move forward from there. From a county standpoint, looking at not only Niabi Zoo, but at the Forest Preserve District, we really should be looking at it as an economic driver for this region. Because even the director for Visit Quad Cities would tell you that this area doesn't have any one big thing that is a draw for people to either come live here or come visit. We have a number of things. We have the Tax Slayer Center. I had to stop and think about the name.
The Deer Pavilion,
yes.
A number of different...
The deer sites.
So you see the zoo as
being...
the
Putnam. The zoo is one of them.
Another
and
piece of the jigsaw.
Our various forest preserves are also part of that.
And before you leave, of course, I have to ask, because it's been a year since the county was moving ahead towards the demolition of the former Rock Island County Courthouse. We are a year later. We're into December. What is going to happen next? I know it's in the courts, but I think you've been frustrated. A lot of people thought the building would have been down by now, or would have been preserved and a new buyer would have been found by now.
Right. Well, the appellate court did hear oral arguments last month, so we're still waiting for a ruling from them. Hopefully that will be sooner rather than later. But the reality is, Jim, that there's specific reasons that the county will not sell that property. We did try to find a way to pay for a renovation for county use to consolidate offices. We were not able to do that, and we were not willing to turn to the taxpayers to try and foot that bill. Now, the reason we will not sell that property, number one, that property was deeded straight from the federal government in 1841 and has been the seat of county government ever since. There's been a number of county facilities that have stood on that site. Number two is its proximity to the court facility. It is a security concern. And while both I and Sheriff Bustos have been accused of living in fantasy land when we reference that concern, I point to Champaign County right here in Illinois, February of this year, where there was a bomb threat against a judge that resulted in the facility and a 2-block radius being cordoned off. The third point is that the county's future use of at least part of that property to create long-term efficiencies that will benefit county operations and the taxpayers moving forward. To highlight that, when we were working to try and find a way to fund a renovation of the courthouse and connect it to the new building, I asked one particular department head who has offices in a number of county facilities if we could consolidate all of their offices under one roof. I asked him what type of efficiencies he could realize. When he got back to me, he estimated just under $250,000 annually within 3 years of the move. That's one office, Jim. We're talking about huge efficiencies and huge savings for the taxpayers long term.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Rock Island County
thank you.
Chairman Richard Bront. Still to come, a way to make sure your children shine in the year to come. But first, here's Laura Adams with some great ideas before the holidays if you want to go out and about.
This is Out and About for December 2nd to 8th. East Moline hosts a lighted Christmas parade at Runners Park December 7th at 5. Santa Claus is at the Moline Public Library the 7th at 1. QC Paws Holiday Open House is the 7th at noon. Christmas Traditions at First United Methodist in Port Byron December 7th. Christmas in LeClaire December 6th through 8th. Christmas in the Village of East Davenport December 6th and 7th. Yule Marknot in Bishop Hill through the 8th. A hometown holiday in Eldridge the 6th. A holiday program by the Vocal Ensemble QC at St. Peter's Episcopal the 7th. Christmas at Augustana at Centennial Hall December 7th and 8th, and Ambrosian Christmas at Galvin Fine Arts December 8th, while Blackhawk College hosts a variety of concerts December 2nd through 5th. Handel's Messiah Community Sing at Trinity Episcopal December 6th, Riverbend Bronze's Christmas Concert at St. John's United Methodist December 7th, the Quad Cities Saxophone Christmas at North Park December 7th, Mr. Scrooge at Circa 21 through the 28th, The Little Prince at Galvin Fine Arts Center December 7th, Black Nativity at Playcrafters Barn Theater December 6th through 8th, the Best Christmas Pageant Ever at Music Guild December 5th through 8th, the Chord Busters Christmas Show at Bethel Wesley December 6th, or celebrate the 8th anniversary of Weisenheimer at the Black Box Theater December 7th at 7. For more information, visit wqpt.org.
Thank you, Laura. Jason Carl is the front man of the band Jason Carl and the Whole Damn Band, but he joined us on the stage of the Black Box Theater with an original song showcasing his talent as a musician and a songwriter. So here's Jason Carl with Crazy Life.
Thinking you should and knowing you could, timed it just right and you're feeling pretty good, but you're wondering if it would be alright. With nothing to hide, it's easy to decide, just move on over and have a look inside, but you're wondering why your mind is so uptight. Spinning around in my chair, but I just can't get you over to my side. There ain't no rules in there. It's a box your brain is in. It's a picture painted in your mind. With nothing to lose but an old pair of shoes, you can run around this world almost any way you choose, and as long as things improve, you're doing fine. Keep moving ahead, making some bread, saving up a little like your old man said, with a pillow underneath your head every night. And I'm spinning around in my chair, but I just can't get you over to my side. There ain't no rules in there. It's a box your brain is in. It's a picture that's painted in your mind. And no one will say what's going on today. The real world ain't real no more. It's standing in your way. I take experience over pain every time. You gotta take another look. It ain't written in a book. You can get anything you want. Just talk directly to the cook. And as long as all that took box your brain is in. It's only a picture painted in your mind. Keep moving along through an ever-changing song where you gotta do something before you're doing something wrong. And when you're living on the edge, it's a long, crazy life.
Jason Carl with Crazy Life. Davenport's Junior Theater is entering its 69th year with a chance for your children to get out of the cold and take part in a variety of theater, dance, and stage productions featuring other Quad City area kids. What's being offered and what it can offer to your children? Well, let's find out. Joining us is the Artistic Director and Performing Arts Supervisor of the Davenport Junior Theater, Daniel Sheridan. Always good to see you.
Yeah, always good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
Get your kids enrolled now because they can save money.
Absolutely, yeah. We always offer an early bird registration, so parents have the opportunity to register between now and December 20th for any of our theater and dance classes, and they save $10 per class. So helps us plan and helps them save a little money.
And the programs start in January for kids of all, I mean, seriously young children as well.
Yeah, I mean, we offer preschool programming in dance and theater. So on the theater side, an example might be a Broadway Babies class where the kids get together and they learn a small musical theater number and practice projecting and articulation and all of those things. And then we have tumbling and ballet, just all sorts of ways for them to stay involved.
We have seen time and time again, and you've seen it in particular, is that a child in the shell just gets to blossom. And not only on stage, because you don't want to push somebody into something that they either can't do or don't want to do or are incredibly frightened to do.
Right.
You have on stage and behind stage, because when it comes to theater and dance, there's it's a myriad of things you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And over the course of a year's time, we hear a lot of parents come in and say, I have this really outgoing kid who'd be fantastic in theater and dance, and it's not just an upsell to say, what about your other kids too? The kids that you think might not, it might not be their forte, because those skills that they're learning in theater and dance are applicable no matter where they go in life. So they have to be able to get up and give a presentation and talk and communicate well and tell stories.
It is the Davenport Junior Theater. So Davenport residents have paid taxes into this, so they get a bit of a break, but it is open to all students.
It is, yeah. It is not exclusively a Davenport program. Actually, the makeup of our program is about 62% of the program come from outside Davenport. So over the course of the year, that's 1,200-1,300 enrollments are from all around the community getting involved.
And you also offer some breaks. I mean, aren't there, like, I don't want to say scholarships, but there is some money to help some families that might not be able to afford everything involved in the theater.
Yeah, there is. We've also teamed up with some great organizations like the Have Life organization and 180, and then there's other discounts available, and that's all on our website under our financial support section.
I think it's also neat is that you also want to make sure that it's an opportunity for homeschool children as well.
Yeah, that was something we started. We had a homeschool dance program going since 2011, and we started doing the homeschool theater program in 2014. And for a lot of those families, their schedules are built during the daytime. So we offer dance and theater on Thursday afternoons for those families, and again, all ages too on those days.
I did also want to point out that you have some auditions that are coming up. Through Saturday, December 21st, you're auditioning for Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
What a great production.
Yes, absolutely. We did Wizard of Oz back when I first started about 9-10 years ago, but we did not do the musical. We did just kind of the straight play. And this time we are diving in and doing the full big kit and caboodle, the whole shebang. So it's a big cast, going to be about 30 or 40 kids involved, depending on how we shake this thing down.
Well, and you also have a number of auditions. It's not just like one chance. I mean, you've got them spread out, like I said, now through the 21st.
Yeah.
Go to the website, find out when you're able to do it.
We also offer workshops to help kids get ready for what's an audition experience like and things like that. So, because we really want the kids to succeed every single moment they're at Junior Theater. And,
you're not one of those cutthroat auditions.
No,
right?
No, not
Get
at
off
all.
my stage,
not
kid.
At all.
That's not you.
That's not me. And all season we're always looking to spread out opportunities because we don't just want the same kids getting the opportunities. We want to let all the kids be involved.
Well, we're talking about song and dance and theater, but I think this is cool too because you also have magic workshops that are available. A 6-week course for 10-year-olds and older, taught by a true magician.
True magician, yeah. David Casas is a local magician, well, regional magician who happens to live here locally, and he's been doing magic for 15, 20 years, and he's been teaching with us now for a few years, and the kids just love it. I mean, what kid doesn't love magic? So they each get their own magic kit, and he does new tricks every time. They do a little performance at the end, and those precision skills, those presentation skills are also, you know, again, applicable. Lifelong.
Let's be honest too, you're going to be cooped up in the winter. So this gives you a little chance to, like, literally stretch your arms out, stretch your wings, get a little chance to do something inside that's fun.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, everything we do at Junior Theater, whether it's theater or dance, is very physical. So we're not a sit down and learn about theater, we're a stand up and learn about theater kind of program. So we're up, we're moving, staying active.
Daniel Sheridan, thank you so much.
Yeah,
from
thank
the
you.
Davenport Junior Theater. Happy 69th anniversary coming up.
Coming up.
You look nowhere near that age.
Thank you.
We should
Thank
point
you.
out, actually, that the Children's Theater is the second oldest such theater in America.
That's right.
That's
yeah,
very
second oldest
impressive.
Children's Theater right here in the Quad Cities. We should all be proud of that as Quad
Very much so,
citizens.
very much so. WQPT has a commitment to military families in the cities. We call it Embracing the Military. And the Army's MWR program wants military dads to lace up their skates. They're offering a free night of roller skating and laser tag for military dads and their kids. It's coming up this Thursday, December 12th at Skate City USA in East Moline. You can contact the MWR office for details. On the air, on the radio, on the web, and on your mobile device, thanks for taking some time to join us as we talk about the issues on the cities.
A proud supporter of this program, Riverbend Food Bank's vision is a hunger-free Iowa and Illinois.
Whelan Presley Funeral Home and Crematory has been serving Quad City families since 1889. Whelan Presley Funeral Homes are located in Rock Island, Milan, and Reynolds and are proud supporters of WQPT.